The ancient Greeks made countless contributions to Western civilization. With unparalleled achievements in art, history, science, and philosophy, Greece is also the birthplace of democracy and the Olympic Games. Its mainland and thousands of islands create a stunning landscape of towering cliffs and spectacular beaches where native Greeks and visitors alike enjoy the pristine white sand and warm blue water. Today on Fifth Avenue, thousands of Greek Americans are marching in traditional costumes and proudly carrying the blue and white Greek flag as they celebrate Orthodoxy, Hellenism, and 197 years of independence from Ottoman rule. The Federation of Hellenic Societies of Greater New York hosts the event, commemorating 80 years of promoting preservation of Greek traditions and culture. Join us today on Fifth Avenue as My9 presents the 87th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade, a celebration of Greece's glorious history, freedom, land, and its people. All right, Yassas, kalos ήρθατε, and welcome everybody. We are having a great time, and it's just getting underway. I'm Bernie Anastas with Nicole Pentelides, Nick Gregory, and Mike Woods, and we're so happy that the weather is beautiful for our parade.
Indeed, Kalispera says,
Yes.
welcome to the Greek Parade. We are so excited to be here, and we have the most beautiful day, and the excitement is happening here on Fifth Avenue. We already have the mounted color guard of the NYPD went by, so we've kicked it off right.
A lot of dignitaries, and we also should say Christos Anesti.
Alithos Anes.
Χρόνια πολλά και το χρόνο. We're excited because we're still celebrating Easter.
Indeed.
And a wonderful holiday and celebration for our Greek Orthodox
We hope
faith.
everybody had a beautiful Easter.
Yes.
Everybody's waving to us from the crowd.
This is so much fun.
We've seen a lot of friends already, and all the dignitaries. Of course, Andrew Cuomo here, Governor Andrew Cuomo, who we'll speak with later, is one of our grand marshals, and Mayor de Blasio walked by as well.
Senator Chuck Schumer as well, a lot of dignitaries. But we have a great team for you. We mentioned Nick and Mike Woods, so let's go to Nick right now and check him out. Yasu, Nick.
Yasu, Ernie and Nicole, great to be here. Great to see you on a beautiful, glorious day in New York City. We couldn't have any better weather. Blue skies, sunshine in the low 60s. Young and old out here to celebrate Greek and Independence Day. And again, you love to see the little ones in their costumes. And I'm up here with Yannis Papastefano and his orchestra. We'll be hearing from Yannis in a little bit. And also later in the program, a special treat. You're actually going to see me perform with my dance group, so that might be a little scary. We'll see how that goes. But we're going to have a great show for you, and an encore performance this year from my good buddy Mike Woods, who's out on the street. Mike, how you doing? Yasu.
Hey, Yasu to you as well, Nick. Tell you what, we couldn't ask for a more beautiful day out here. Thousands and thousands of people are showing up and ready for the Greek Independence Day Parade. I am as well. We got our sunshine. Man, if this thing happened last weekend, the weather was not cooperative, but we brought everybody out, including the sunshine. I'm actually working on my tan out here, but very excited for everyone that we're going to see out here. And good food, good music, dance. Nick's dance is really something to be seen. And that band is amazing. Nicole and Ernie, what do you think?
Oh, they're exciting, man. You know,
Bring
this
it.
is great music.
I have to hold Ernie down. I think he wants to dance already. He's kicking his shoe.
How can you help it, right?
I got to hold him down. He's ready to jump
too.
around.
You know,
we'll
you
do the
can't-
napkin.
You know what?
Right?
You can't help it when you go anywhere and you hear the Greek music, right?
Yep.
If you're eating, if you're talking, you just have to get up and start to dance.
I
All right,
do.
here we are.
Love
Look
it.
at what we have. A nice presentation here today.
So far, so good. As I mentioned, we have the NYPD Mounted Color Guard. There are over 112 uniformed officers. We also saw some of the K9 unit barking at the horses, which was really cute.
I heard that.
And then, as we mentioned, the elected officials, we saw Cuomo, Schumer,
Yes,
Congresswoman
Mayor
Carol
de
Maloney
Blasio was here.
just
Carolyn
came by.
Maloney. Yeah, I mean, it's so nice. And the mayor was here, of course. He was waving his Greek flag. And he stands so tall, you know. He's about
Yes.
6'7".
Yeah.
And you can't miss him. But he's very proud of the great diversity of our city. And today we're celebrating Greek independence and Greek American Day. You know, I think that every year when we're here, Nicole, we see the families. Look at this
That's
great
cute.
dog.
That's
There's the
cute.
governor who will be joining us very shortly. And every year, you know, we see the families, we see the faces of these young children who are certainly involved in their culture and their heritage. And today is where they can openly celebrate and wave their flags and enjoy the beautiful weather, too.
I actually give them an A+ for
Yes.
actually putting on their fustanella and getting ready, and they get all dressed up. I mean, they get extra credit.
And it brings
for
back a lot of,
walking and
yes.
putting, where's your picture,
Well,
Ernie?
you know what? I'm going to bring it in. It
Every
brings
year
back,
Ernie says that.
I
We're
do.
waiting for Ernie and his custom when he was little.
I do have a picture of myself with my two buddies back and celebrating, as young kids. And I remember wearing the whole F-Zone outfit.
Let's look at this. This is the Fire Department of New York Hellenic Society. We also saw the Dalmatian there. That was super cute. But when we see the FDNY,
Well, every year we have a number of floats that come by, and certainly customary and traditional at the beginning of every parade. We salute the great services of New York, the police department, the fire department, sanitation services.
100%, yes.
All the people who really make our city safe and make us feel good and do their job.
They make
day
me feel
after day.
great.
Yes, they do.
I absolutely agree with that, Ernie. As we saw the children in their costumes, we're going to have so much to celebrate here. Of course, we know when we think of Greece and we think of our history and all the contributions that Greeks have made from art, history, science, philosophy, but we're going to be able to celebrate that today. We're going to see a lot of floats, dancing, and maybe a little food too.
Nicole, we both know that the backbone, certainly is our church. And you're going to see a number of floats today from so many parishes throughout the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area. And these parishes are there every day, and doing their job, whether it's the Philoptochos or Goya, and
Right.
certainly the parish council, all of the people that really keep the church alive. They are the hardworking people. They are the keepers and the defenders of the faith. And we're going to be seeing a lot of them today, that's for sure.
There they are, the Greek School of Plato Marching Band from Brooklyn with over 60 band members, and they have alumni there as well. And the inception 1977 in Brooklyn.
That's a big community with great heritage and tradition there. And here we are. We're going to hear a little bit of the trumpets play for us. That's what we hear all day long, the great music that passes by, and we also have some live entertainment today. So as we celebrate the Greek School of Plato Marching Band in Brooklyn, we celebrate Greek Independence Day. This is the 87th annual Independence Day Parade, coming to you live from Fifth Avenue. A reminder, by the way, you can watch, of course, Channel 9 here in the New York tri-state area. But if you want to tell someone they can watch anywhere they are, we know we have plenty of people that are watching us and viewing this parade in Greece. It's a live webcast. You can go to my9nj.com. I'll repeat it on the screen, my9nj.com. Go to that, tell your friends, and they can watch us anywhere in the world.
Now we see the New York City parks going by. We've mentioned the Greek School of Plato Marching Band, and boy, are they cute.
Oh, aren't they, though?
They're so cute. The NYC Department of Correction Hellenic Society as well went by.
And you also mentioned the New York Parks and Recreation Department. We did see them, and they're a proud group as well. And they got 30,000 acres of land. That represents about 14% of New York City, and they do a great job. They look after 600,000 street trees. Can you imagine that? 2 million more in parks. Big job for Parks and Recreation, and they're terrific. Thank you so much for keeping us looking green.
And we're so thankful that we're on air today. Here they go. Beautiful.
Let's
Well
march to the
done.
music. Ah, this is great. Congratulations. Nicely done. I'm watching so many people on the sidelines here. I see these faces, these sweet children who are sitting back and they're waving their flags. Like, there you go.
And we're thankful to John Katzmatidis and his family getting this thing off the ground once again. We have a bunch of sponsors that I know you've acknowledged as well.
Yes.
But we're so thankful to everybody who makes the parade happen so that those who cannot be with us can also enjoy it on telecast, on streaming, and we're all together. And I love that we can do this together.
Yeah, as we also do this today, we also talk about the motherland. We talk about Greece. We know that they're still struggling with some of their difficulties. We'll be talking about that, in fact, today. One of the leaders of the Hellenic Initiative, Michael Psados, will be joining us to talk about the efforts in Greece. But we also talk about tourism. So many people are planning trips. Are you going this year?
I have to tell you, I am not going. I wish I were. But I will tell you that I noticed so many people going to Greece over the last 12 months.
Banner
and when
year.
And it's a banner
Yes,
year, and all the stars have been hitting Greece
They
now.
have. But
I mean, the secret's out.
No longer a secret, right?
The secret's out that, you know, Greece is just fabulous. The turquoise waters, the beautiful white sand beaches. It is spectacular. And if you go to Santorini, you can have the red sand,
Yes, you can.
the black sand. So
All the
it's-
islands are great. You're
Yeah.
right, Santorini, Mykonos, Crete. I mean, wherever you go, I mean, so many different places to visit. This is the color guard, the banner of the Federation, Greek-American flags, with the national flag, the Acropolis flag as well. You know, again, we have so many different areas that we celebrate, and there are so many different organizations and facets of this parade.
The Acropolis flag is carried by Aristos students of the Hellenic communities. This actual flag that we are showing you right now was once flown over the Acropolis in Greece, of course, and it was gifted to the Federation of Hellenic Societies, now proudly carried right here in the parade.
And how breathtaking is it when you go to Greece, and I know we both have been there, and you go to the Acropolis, and you stand there and you just look and think and breathe in your heritage and think about the great history that represents. And here we are
love that.
today, yes.
Oh,
beautiful.
and look at this. Son of Nick Katsouris, our friend, right? Of
Oh,
course, Nick
Dean.
Katsouris' son, right? Constantine Dean.
And
is one-
Julia,
is
our-
one of the kids holding the flag. He attends Holy Trinity Greek School.
He's a
in
great-
New Rochelle,
great young
so he's
man.
there. But when we talk about the 4 pillars of Aristos: scholarship, service,
Leadership and character. And by the way, Julia, you're talking about Nick Katsouris, that's our little godchild, and she will be seen in a little while. She'll be on the Cats Roundtable radio float for John Catsimatidis. This is the Presidential Guard of the Republic of Greece, the Evzones, members of the elite Presidential Guard. This is a terrific organization, a great group. By the way, I wanted to mention George Andrianopoulos, and I'm happy that I pronounced that well, Andrianopoulos. He is the commanding officer from Greece, and he is joining us today for this. The Fustanellas, it's a kind of a kilt-like garment, as you can see. Fustanella has 400 pleats that represent 400 years of Ottoman occupation. And they wear also the funda, which is the pom-pom, and I remember putting those on my shoes as well. The dual purpose of adding some warmth and providing a secret hiding place for small weapons that they used in hand-to-hand combat. You see, there it is.
hide 'em.
There's the little,
Listen, you
yeah,
can hear them.
sarukia.
You can hear them stomp
Yeah,
all
the
at the same
funda.
time. And the yellow stripes that you see indicate the military rank of those who are wearing it. So you know where sergeants will have 2 stripes and corporals will have 1.
Yep, Hellenic Army's infantry, great pride, and let's just watch and listen. You know, when you are in Greece and you go to the tomb of the unknown soldier and you see the changing of the guard, that's very dramatic. No matter how many times you see that, it stands out and it represents something that really should be revered and honored for all time. The Presidential Guard of the Republic of Greece, marching by the Evzones.
And someone just said, Zito y Elada, right?
That's right.
Zito y Elada, so however you want to say
Long
it. Just
live Greece.
That's right. Get out, shout it out. This is the time that we celebrate Greek independence once a year. This is the 87th parade, the 87th annual parade right here on 5th Avenue. And we've seen everybody lining up by Lexington Avenue in the
Yes.
East 60s, and they're going straight up town.
You know, you have a certain feeling when you come to the parade, and you're excited to be part of this, and to know that your heritage is being represented, and stories are shared with families. In fact, many times we've interviewed people after, and we've talked about how they are sharing their stories, their personal stories of their family, their grandparents, Yaya and Papu, and this is a perfect time to be able to be caught up in the celebration of a parade, and then to share these personal stories with the individual families.
It's nice to be able to keep our history, our roots, our culture,
Yes.
and not forget those who had that experience in Greece and then now doing so much. Hey, we have the national anthems
Yes.
here for you coming up right now.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the rapids we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Έλενα Παναγή. Και τώρα ο εθνικός ύμνος.
U.S. national anthem, and then we now have the Greek national anthem. Helena Panagi, excellent job, by the way, but we also have Yanni Papastefanou with the Greek national anthem.
Σε γνωρίζω από την κόψη του σπαθιού την τρομερή. Σε γνωρίζω από την όψη που με διαμετράει τη γη. Απ' τα κόκαλα βγαλμένη των Ελλήνων τα γερά και σαν πρώτα ανδριωμένη χέρ ελευθεριά και σαν πρώτα ανδριωμένη χέρ ελευθεριά και σαν πρώτα ανδριωμένη χέρ ελευθεριά. Ζήτω Ελλάς!
Nicely done. The Greek national anthem that is sung by Yanni Papastefanou, and our national anthem, Helena Panagi, both very nice, and it's good to have them back year after year.
Yes, and I hope you were singing at home as well.
Yes, you know, I was thinking about, you know, the pride that we always talk about, and some of the studies that I've seen, how it really helps with mental health. It helps people have a better sense of self-esteem. It also helps with depression. If you have a sense of identity of who you are, I mean, look, we can go further into this. Obviously,
Right.
It's a complicated subject, but in general, what we're talking about, the pride that you have in your identification and your culture and heritage, that really is a very helpful thing, and this is what we're seeing here today.
Absolutely. It's funny because as you talk about family and our roots and how much we love them and how special they are and how
Yes.
strong they make us feel each day, I got a couple of messages so far since we started wishing us well and that we're doing a great
Isn't
job.
that nice?
Yeah,
Thank you.
how about my mom, Fanny, and my dad, John,
Fanny and John.
my brother, Constantine. I mean, that's family,
It
right?
sure is, and it's
Thanks,
nice to
Mom,
have them on
Dad.
board. Thank you. Nice to have you with us and all the families
But
that
that's
are
how it
watching us
goes. I
today.
mean, that's what family's
Yeah.
about. That's why we laugh at the movie,
Yeah.
My Greek Wedding,
Yeah.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding, but they buy the house next door, right? That is to keep everybody close
A
and
lot
to
of truth
give the
to that
love.
movie.
Give the love.
I know a lot of people when it first came out were
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, are they going to really announce that and show people what we really think or feel about
Listen,
certain
I
things?"
moved out. I moved across the street.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's comfortable, right?
Right. Worked out.
But we are definitely, you know, celebrating as we watch the F zones here in step as they begin to continue their march up Fifth Avenue. Greek Americans are celebrating today in all of the great areas of the media, the arts, government, sports, and medicine, and education, business, and more. You know, I think it's important for us to always remember that. Yes, it's great that we talk about our culture with food and some of the dancing traditions, but it's also important that we understand the great contributions that have been made by all of those from the past.
And when you talked about psychology, and we'll get to Miss Greek Independence when
Yes.
she comes by, but she actually dreams to become a psychologist.
Oh, okay.
So she can explain the Greek roots.
I think she
and
can help
how
us all.
important they are
I think so.
for all of us, right?
Yes.
We'll see her shortly. Anna Maria Fazio.
That's a
Miss
great
Greek
career. You know,
Independence.
I've always thought about what a wonderful way to help mankind, to be able to help individuals one-on-one and groups in the area of psychology and philosophy. I think those are great areas. A lot of the young people are walking by us now, you know, from the band, from the Plato Band. Hi, guys. How are you? Great job. All of the drummers and the...
We have representatives here.
Hi.
Hey guys, representatives of the governments, obviously, of the United States, but also the representatives of the Republic of Greece and the representatives of the Republic of Cyprus. And we're excited that they're here for this as well.
Well, you know, they are here for the same reason, and it's a great trip. Some of them are coming from Greece, obviously, to be with us. Others are from the tri-state area, and lending their support and their appreciation for this day. The flag, the flag of blue and white, it's a sea of blue and white today on Fifth Avenue. This is the Thessaloniki College from the Republic.
Their legacy of the late Constantine and Emilia Retsos, founded in 1957.
And they are, as you know, Nicole, this is the largest training organization in northern Greece. Greek College was the first Greek school that owned school grounds and also the school buses. So this is a great organization, Thessaloniki College from the Republic of Greece. We thank you for being here today and taking part in our celebration. Efkaristo.
So where in Greece is your family from?
You know,
Ernie?
my father is from area of Larissa. Someone was talking in my ear, from Larissa, and a little area, a smart part of that area. And my mother's family is from Tirikala. So we have a different part of Greece that we celebrate.
That's good. Now we're looking at the Lagraphikos Omilos Amerikis Greek American Folklore Society, dedicated to the study and preservation and instruction of the history and traditions of Hellenic folk culture.
Yeah, and there's an extensive collection, by the way, of traditional costumes called the Paul Geni's Collection. And the organization is just doing a terrific job. They encompass a wide variety of folk art traditions from all regions and the islands of Greece, and they really are here today to demonstrate, you know, their love and support of Greece.
And like so many of the groups, this one in particular, instruction in folk dancing for dancers of all ages. So
Yeah.
get in there, get
This
dancing.
is the monastery of Ayia Lavra is thought of the birthplace of the revolution, by the way. So this is the celebration of Kalavrita, 1821. Great history. Look at the smiles on everybody's face, huh?
loving it.
Everybody's smiling
I'm
and being
loving it.
happy because they're
Absolutely.
part of what's going on today. We have so many floats, and they work hard. They work all year long to be able to prepare their floats and to be settled in for our celebration today. We're lining ourselves up here because we saw earlier some of the dignitaries that have blessed our parade today, and one of them is New York's 56th governor, and who has a lifelong commitment to public service. We know that, including New York's former Attorney General and lots more, and we've known his family, his mother Matilda and his father, the late Mario Cuomo, and Governor Andrew Cuomo is a Grand Marshal today who is celebrating with us, and we're so happy that he's with us right now on camera live. Nice to have you here, Your
Welcome,
Excellency.
Governor. We're
My
glad to hear.
pleasure, my pleasure. Just shows you the power of the Greek community. The first nice day of the year is the day of the parade.
That worked out
We
really well.
We called that one in.
Yes.
We
I
used a
know.
special favor for that. It's beautiful today. How does it feel to be a part? Obviously, you're part of all of New York, but today for the Greek Independence Day Parade.
Well, first, it was such a treat. You know, I got to march with His Eminence the Archbishop.
Yes.
And he is just such a beautiful soul to be with. celebrate the day, celebrate the weather, and remind people of how important the Greek community is, not just to New York, but to the nation. I mean, the historical significance of what Greece has done. And it also reminds us that that's what makes New York, New York.
Absolutely.
We're all from somewhere else.
And Governor, you have been such a good friend to the Greek community. You have just attended so many functions. You know the people, you know the values, and I know that you sense that it's part of New York. It's part of the diversity of this great city as well.
That is exactly right. You know, I'm a New York City born and bred.
Absolutely.
I'm Queens.
Yes.
When we wanted a good meal, we went to Astoria. So I really appreciate the value of the community, how important it is to New York, and how it's such an essential part of who we are.
And Governor, we're looking right now at 2018 Miss Greek Independence there. Anna Maria Fazio was crowned Miss Greek Independence this year. 17 years old, lives in Long Island in Port Washington, and as we noted before, wants to become a psychologist.
Yeah.
Originally from Corfu.
She'll be able to help us all out someday, okay?
And she has a song, Affection. It's been released, so she's becoming famous right now.
Beautiful.
Governor, we're celebrating Greek Independence Day, and there are so many things that are positive about New York. You're right there. You're at the helm. Tell us about some of the good, positive programs that are happening in our state and our city right now.
Well, what this state is doing is what it's always done, which is we call ourselves the progressive capital of the nation. We anticipate the problems, we anticipate the issues, and we get ahead of them. Education, what we're doing on education, Ernie, is no other state is doing. We're going to a free college tuition program so that all children can actually go to college, because college is going to be essential over the next decade.
Sure, yes.
So learning from the Greeks and what they taught us about democracy and getting people more engaged. We have a series of electoral reforms that we want to do that makes it easier to vote. We have one of the lowest voting percentages. It's very hard to register and go through the bureaucracy. So we're trying to get that cleaned up, because the more people who vote, the better the democracy.
Right, and when you talk about the agenda now for 2018, what's really front and center? Like, gotta get it done.
Well, we just went through the heat of our the annual state agenda, which is getting a budget done. And we got a budget done. It's on time. It cuts taxes for all New Yorkers, which is a big part of what we're trying to do. We want to be business friendly. We want to get more jobs being created, so we got that done.
More jobs, we like that.
That's right.
All
That helps a lot.
Americans, all Americans.
And I think what New York is also saying is you have a lot of division in this country at this time. And what a parade like this reminds us of, we are all immigrants. We all came from somewhere else.
That's right.
And what makes us work here in New York, what makes this nation work, is accepting all that diversity and bringing people together and celebrating differences.
Yes. And it is
which
beautiful,
is what we're doing
it
today.
is a beautiful thing. You know, you were talking about your roots in Queens, and I know this is Greek pride today, but also your family. And I bring up your father's name again. Mario Cuomo was a very dear friend. I interviewed him many times.
Yes.
And he was also very proud of his heritage, but also had the same vision that you have, that we are all one. New York is the whole world in one city and in one state.
That's
it's here.
right.
It's all here.
That's right. And what my father's point was, we know that this can work because we do it in New York. We know that the diversity can be a strength, and that we can be proud of our Greek heritage and come out and celebrate it and be New Yorkers at the same time. And we can be Italian Americans and be New Yorkers. And that's what makes New York special. And it's an important message, Ernie, to remind people of in this country, because we're seeing such tensions now, religious tensions, racial tensions. Look to New York. Look at how we took our differences and we celebrate them and we're proud of them.
Good role models.
Right.
But we live together, we help one another, and we formed a community from all those different groups, which really, when you think about it, New York was the laboratory of democracy, right? This is where people stepped off first. 18 million people. You name the country, we have representatives, but it works.
And my family's from Cyprus. My family comes from Cyprus. My mother received the Ellis Island Medal of Honor. So same thing, immigrant family. And the truth is, I just saw a stat that about 1/4 of children born are born to immigrant parents. And we all celebrate the same thing, education, hard work, family.
That's right. That is exactly right. What unites us is stronger than what divides us. And that's what today is all about.
Well, Governor Cuomo, we thank you so much for being here and adorning our booth here and being part of the Greek Independence Day Parade. Come back again and visit with us next year, okay? Zito e Elas, as we say.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much, Governor.
Thank you.
A pleasure to have you here.
Great to see you. Thanks
Great to
again.
see
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for
Enjoy
having
your day and enjoy the nice weather, too.
Oh, what a day. I will.
All right, Governor Andrew Cuomo, a wonderful person, as we said, lifelong commitment to this wonderful state of ours, a great public service, he and his family, and we thank him very much for being part of our broadcast today. Nicole, aren't we having some fun today? As the governor said, beautiful weather. Couldn't have asked for a better arrangement. And this is one of the times that, we just sit back and we say, you know what, thank you. And let's continue. We've had a strange winter, haven't we?
Oh, my goodness. I'm glad not to be wearing my snow boots. So he is obviously a Grand Marshal, and that was Honorable Andrew Cuomo, Governor, State of New York. We also have other parade Grand Marshals, the Honorable Madeline Singas, the District Attorney of Nassau County.
Yes.
And the third is Pandelis.
That's right. This is Pandelis Bambouras, who is a wonderful philanthropist. He was born in Limnos. It's an island in the northern part of the Aegean Sea, and he ended up moving to Athens, and he started getting a real interest in real estate and development, and has become a real powerhouse in that area of general construction. So we welcome him today, and he is certainly a great supporter of the Federation of Greek Communities of Ukraine as well. He's here to be part of this broadcast and celebration, and another one of our parade Grand Marshals, Pandelis Bambouras. Thank you for being with us and being part of our celebration.
And we're going to watch now also for the Hellenic Medical Society and the Hellenic Lawyers Association, always a big part of the parade every year as well.
You know, when you look at these smiling faces, is that Yaya next to him, that little boy? I think so. Hi.
She's bringing it. I love it.
And here we are, spirituality, as we said before, a big part of our faith. A big part of our culture, we should say, and also something that we celebrate with all of the communities that are being represented.
And this one's a real celebration. St. Eleftheros of New York City celebrating 100 years.
Wow.
So established in 1918.
Yeah.
That's right. They, of course, rebuilt thanks to the support of the local community.
And we should mention here a house band led by Yanni Papastefano will be playing at the annual dinner dance next Saturday. In a celebration of their 100th anniversary. Isn't that nice?
So we have beautiful music here today. We look forward to Nick and the crew dancing, so we'll watch for that. And right now we are seeing the next one going by. This definitely has to do with Cyprus. When you see 1974, as I noted, this is where my family is from. My mother was born in Kyrenia, my father in Kalavasos, and the beautiful island of Cyprus. And you can go to Ayia Napa, and you can see the turquoise blue waters, and whatever language you speak, they speak English, they speak everything, and it's a lot of fun. And of course, we always remember from 1974 to now, but it's a beautiful island with great businesses, and now oil has been the story there. And it's right in the middle of the Mediterranean, which makes it a great business mecca for all countries to get over there to Cyprus.
Well, we are here to bring you the sights and sounds of this wonderful celebration of Greece's glorious history, culture, and freedom. We're taking a short break, coming back with more of the 87th Annual Greek Parade live on Fifth Avenue.
Hi, my name is Demetra Menaris, and my favorite thing about being Greek is going to Greek school every week. And there I learn to read, write, and speak Greek. Happy Greek Independence Day. Zito η Ελλάδα και πάντα περήφανοι Έλληνες να είμαστε.
The 87th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade is brought to you by the John, Margot, Andrea, and John Jr. Katsamatidis Foundation.
Hi, I'm Panayotis Pathopoulos from Holy Cross Greek School in Whitestone, New York. Did you know ancient Greece created drama and theater? Because of them, we are entertained in many ways, including TV, movies, and even Broadway. Zito y Helada.
Well, how about that for a spirit? How about that for spirit? Zito Yelas, what a wonderful
So
young
cute.
man. Yeah, he's adorable. We're back live. Thousands of Greek Americans marching up Fifth Avenue in traditional costumes, carrying the blue and white Greek flags as we celebrate Hellenism and Orthodoxy. This is live coverage for you.
Well, right now we have our special guest with us, and that is the parade chairman emeritus. That's the 2018, John Catsimatidis, the Red Apple Group. We're so happy you're here.
Well, thank you.
And you make this happen. You roll this thing forward, getting sponsors and getting this out so everybody can enjoy the Greek parade every year.
But what a beautiful day. You can't ask for a better day than this.
Oh, we were really fortunate. We were worried, John. We talked about this earlier. We got a hold of Nick and we said, you'd better make this thing work.
No rain, no snow.
You did it, John. It's so good to have you here. And
Thank you.
where does the year go? I mean, it's like we were just
Seems
sitting
like
here.
yesterday.
Yes, exactly, talking about this.
We have a bunch of sponsors I want to mention.
Go ahead.
We have Michael Psaras, that's coming up next, the
Yes.
hedge fund guy. Dennis Meal, Maria Owen, Paul Lunzis, Jim Orfanides, Joe Ficarola, Atlantic Bank, Nick Boris, God rest his soul.
Yes,
he was a
wonderful man.
big sponsor at one time. And Judge Bornozis is going to be here. Dr. Anthony Libarakis, Peter Kakoulianis, Navios Maritime Holdings, and the Hellenic Initiative, George Safia.
Yes, he will be joining. He'll be joining us in a short
No,
while.
George Stamos.
George Stamos, right?
Yes. Ted Moudis and Bandelis.
Oh, Bumbaras.
Bumbaras.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
One of our grand marshals, yep.
We will be certainly talking with Michael Psados from the Hellenic Initiative in a short while. But John, you know, there are so many good things that are happening, as you know, in our Greek American community here in the city of New York. And tell us about some of the events and things that you are part of and where we're going with all of these wonderful things.
Well, you know, we try to get our people to moving on up. How did George Jefferson say? Moving on up to
Moving
the
on
east side.
On up.
And here we are, right here on Fifth Avenue,
Right
on the
on
east
Fifth
side.
Avenue. And,
Sort of.
you know, we're only one of 11 parades to be on Fifth Avenue. Not everybody's on Fifth Avenue.
Oh, really? See how cool we are? And we get all these floats, right? Everybody gets floats from all over the tri-state to make
Yep.
this thing happen, and it's unbelievable. I just saw the Penn Cyprian Soccer Club going by. We see children, we see young, we see old, we see church, the NYPD, the FDNY. Everybody's here today, John.
Everybody, and everybody's having a great time. They love it. And God bless America, and God bless Greece.
Yes, and John, you know.
And Cyprus.
And Cyprus
Yeah.
as well. We have to include
We'll take
everyone.
that, thanks.
John, there are so many different things that we can talk about. And one of the things, you have an opportunity on your radio program on Sunday mornings, which, by the way, is leading in the ratings. You're doing a great job. And you have so many guests, and you talk about so many issues. And oftentimes you do talk about the Greek situation in Greece, their struggles, and their attempt now to try to get away from what's going on and to try to continue to build the country.
Ernie, you got to remember, we're all Americans.
Right.
And America comes as number one priority to us. But Greece is close to our heart. This morning's radio show, I had the former head of NATO, James. I lost it.
You know
I'm
what it is?
distracted
I'll
by
tell
your
you,
float.
That's exactly it, John. We're looking at your float.
Where is it?
This
Right
is
there.
yes, this is the catsroundtable.com, and look at that.
Oh, there's Mike
Mike
Woods.
Woods is right up
Everybody,
there.
we got
Mike
everybody.
Woods. Tell us,
Yes.
Mike. Tell us, Mike.
Yes, well, we're at the Cats Roundtable here, and we have the leader of the pack, Margot Cassimatidis. Yes, help me out. Tell the roundtable here. What's this all about? I mean, you guys are so proud of your Greek heritage and all that you bring to New York. And
This is an amazing day.
Yes.
Hi, honey. How are you?
Hey, how are you guys?
Happy Greek Independence Day. It's wonderful. Look at this beautiful weather. It's the best weather we've had in
Standing
25
ovation,
years.
guys.
I know we haven't had a day like this, and you brought your whole family and friends. I mean, tell us who you brought here. You got your son, daughter, Andrea, And then we got Frank.
Maria Loy. Yasu.
Exactly, Yasu.
Hi.
Good to see you, Nick, and everybody. We have Frank and
By the Guardian Angels.
yeah, the
Oh,
Guardian-
yeah.
Where's Curtis Sliwa? Did he
Yes,
make it?
there he is.
Oh, once again. Oh, okay. Okay, got it. So yes, we got the whole family, but it's great to have you. I mean, you must be so proud of your family and the parade and the whole community, right?
Absolutely. What a beautiful day.
Very good.
We are proud of you now. You're Greek, you know that.
You got
Yeah,
that right,
that's
Maria.
right.
Thank you very much.
That's
and let me
right.
tell you, Maria, she puts on a spread. I gotta tell you,
Oh,
she knows
yes.
how it's done. So very good. Well, thank you, sir, very much. Thank you. And Zito Ilas.
Boy, Mike's got it all now, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
he really
All
does.
right, Ernie,
Picked up the
Nicole,
language. Thank
sit
you,
back
Mike.
on you.
Picked up the language beautifully. John, you must be very proud of everybody on board your
Beautiful day.
float.
Beautiful day.
And you
Yeah.
see your family there, and that's really what it's about. I always think of my husband, Nick, and my boys, Eric and Michael. And there's your beautiful family, Margot and AJ and John Jr.
I'm glad they got involved.
Well, it's
Bob, they're
important.
taking over there. They're having a good
It's
time.
great. It's great
and
to
of
have
course,
our
your
families.
radio program there is advertised on the float as well. If you don't listen to John's radio program, you should, because he has the best guests and the most current breaking news topics.
I wonder if we could ask John, a question that, well, a lot of people are thinking about this, especially here at this parade. You were once a mayoral candidate, John, and you were looking to become the mayor of New York City. And people want to know, is that another possibility? Are you thinking about that? And I certainly know that you have a deep love for the city of New York and your commitment to it.
I said publicly, I have one more race left in me. I don't know which one it is, but you never know.
Oh,
We'll
wait
see.
a minute. You said which one it is. What is that going to be?
Interesting.
See? You opened up a door here. We're in the news business. Remember that, John.
You're in the news business. Look,
And what would
we
you like
love
to
New
see
York.
for New Yorkers? What would you like to see? What would be on your agenda? The things you love most?
To keep New York going. It's the best city in the world. It's the #1 city in the world. And keep it going. And don't let it fall off.
Yeah, John, as far as the parade goes again today, this is, what year is this? Is this our 10th year?
I think it's 11.
I think it's 11. Yeah, I was wondering, because we've been here since day one, of course, and having a good time with it. There's great pride here, and I know the hard work that you and the organizations put into it. And tell us, what kind of planning goes into it, and then when you see it all come together like this, how do you feel?
When you see it come together, you feel great. Your heart feels good, and you say, wow, I don't have to worry about it till next year now.
Well, maybe, because a lot of people, they work on these floats year-round, preparing who's going to be on board.
It's the same floats. Whether
yeah.
it's green
Right.
for the Irish, it's blue for the Greeks. It's the same floats. It just change colors.
That's right, and we look at our flag and we can see it there. We have the cross representing our faith, and we have the purity of the white, and the blue is the sea.
We just
Right? You
had
think of
Governor
Greece.
Cuomo on with us too, and he was telling us the same thing about the pride that we have in the state of New York, the progress that's being made, and the challenges that are ahead for the state and
I
for the
had
city.
Governor Cuomo's mother on radio this morning, and I said to her,
Matilda.
who are you going to vote for in September or November? She says, I'm going to vote for my son, of course.
Of course, right? Well, she,
And they
she feels her
also
son's doing a great
renamed
job.
the Tappan Zee Bridge for Governor Cuomo, Governor Mario Cuomo. And, we certainly feel, a sense of belonging. And I think that you're seeing that whether it's the Greek parade or many of the parades in New York. You mentioned, what do we have, 11 on Fifth Avenue? And I think that when we celebrate as a community, we're giving, the kind of respect that's due to all of our cultures.
Well, Ernie, there's 180 cultures and languages spoken in New York City. If only 11 are on Fifth Avenue, I think the Greeks should be proud that we're one of the 11.
Working hard, and that is a theme that we see not only for Greeks, but also for so many Americans, and right here in New York. Work hard, right? What do you tell your kids, John? You're so successful, you're self-made. We know that.
I tell both my kids, you know what I tell them?
Yeah, what's your
I want
advice?
you to be better than your father.
That's a nice way. That's a nice way to
And
look
a
at
true
life.
philanthropist,
To
it's
improve.
not for yourself, but you give so much back, and that's such a beautiful, beautiful thing,
All
John.
right, John Catsimatidis,
Thank you.
Parade Chairman Emeritus. a respected fixture in New York City, a generous philanthropist. Thank you so much for being here today, John.
And Marco's right here waiting for you as well. She's right there. What a great time to see you,
I better
John.
not keep her waiting.
No, you better not.
Marco's waiting for you. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Wonderful to
much.
see you.
Some of the other floats that we want to tell you about that we did see passing by, the Alma Bank, I should say, the Alma Bank, based in Astoria, and they offer both personal business banking opportunities, and they certainly focus on serving the Greek American communities in New York. Investor Savings Bank also was part of our celebration today. We thank them for being here. Kevin Cummings, President and CEO on board. We also saw the St. Demetrius Cathedral of Astoria. They were marching here today. It's been in existence for 80 years, and its progress has just been outstanding. They are just a wonderful organization, a great church, great group of people. And in 1942, the current St. Demetrius Church opened its doors. Another historic event took place on the 17th of May in 1987, and that was the elevation and ordination of Astoria's own bishop at the Archdiocesan Cathedral. So we thank you all for being part of what we're doing here today.
Some of the later floats, I don't know whether or not we'll get to see them. Bundian of New York and Connecticut, that'll be one for sure that we will watch for. And the Pan Ikran is another one later in the day. We'll watch for that. The Brotherhood of New York, so we'll watch for that float. And of course, the New York City All-City High School Band. And what's interesting is all the high schools have these Greek clubs, Greek communities.
Right.
I know we're watching for Bronx Science and some of the others that will be marching right down Fifth Avenue. Brooklyn Tech, Stuyvesant, they have the Greek Club, the Science Hellenic Club, and the Brooklyn Tech High School Club.
And the floats just
nice
keep on
to see
coming.
the young people.
Yes, we have joining us right now in our booth, our live broadcast booth, Mike Psados. He is the executive board member of the Hellenic Initiative, also a fellow Archon, co-founder and partner of KPS Capital Partners in New York City. Thanks for being here today.
Christos Anesti.
Alithos Anesti.
I'm thrilled
Nice
to
to
be
see
here.
you.
Thank
Really
you, Michael.
thrilled.
Nice to have you here. We're holding up your
Thank
book.
you.
This is a thank you book, the Hellenic Initiative, and a lot of good things are coming out of this organization and what you're doing. Tell us more about it.
The Hellenic Initiative was founded in 2012 in direct response to the economic crisis in Greece. Since 2012, the Hellenic Initiative has distributed over $12 million in economic aid and support for entrepreneurs and business people. The Hellenic Initiative has distributed over $1 million to work with the philanthropic arm of the Church of Greece to feed poor people. It has provided funds that have paid for thousands of children to receive vaccines in order to go to school. The THI is also supporting Greek entrepreneurs and businessmen to attract capital and to teach them how to compete in the Greek and global economies. Our membership is really exploding. In addition to the chapter in the United States, we also have chapters in Canada, in Australia. One is being formed in the United Kingdom. We're going to Central South America and the Pacific Rim. So to all of the Omogenia listening today, our slogan is Oli Mazi, all of us together. Go to the HellenicInitiative.org. Join our organization. We are the most effective organization helping Greece today. Oli Mazi, that includes you.
And we understand what you're saying. And I've been to the Hellenic Initiative. A friend of mine, John Kadunas, is a part of it. And I enjoyed my time. You have an event that's a wonderful event, raising capital to obviously help in all facets of Greece business, but as you noted, education, health, medicine, across the board. Why is it from your heart that, I mean, we know you're killing yourself in order to obtain these funds and capital and get it over to Greece, and it's so important to do so. What drives you?
It's not what drives me, it drives us, and why our organization is really expanding faster than anybody could have imagined. It is our commitment to orthodoxy, it's our commitment to Hellenismo, to Hellenism, to the Hellenic ideal, to the Patrida. So everyone, Oli Mazi, για την Patrida, για το μέλλον.
Well, Michael, you know, a lot of people who are listening and watching us today are seeing the scope of the program that you have put together, and it's great. It's worldwide, and a lot of people might think that, well, what can I do as an individual? Is this limited to just big business and those organizations and philanthropists that can do this kind of work, or can the person at home do something as well?
I hope all 100,000 people on Fifth Avenue go to our website, thehellenicinitiative.org, and join today.
Okay.
We want everyone in the Omoyenya, in the diaspora worldwide, to connect through this organization to do one thing, which is to rebuild Greece.
Okay, so everybody can help out, as you said.
Everybody.
It's everybody's business.
Mike Psados, Executive Board Member of the Hellenic Initiative, to you and the entire group there. We thank you for joining, being a sponsor of the parade that everybody's enjoying here on Fifth Avenue. Great to see you.
Congratulations on all your good work, too.
Okay,
thank you, Mike Psados. Okay. We're celebrating Greek Independence Day on Fifth Avenue. This is the 87th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade coming to you live. We have so many people to talk to and so many organizations that we want to say hello to. The Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church of Buffalo, New York, has been part of this today. The Buffalo Greek dancers. Speaking of Greek dancers, by the way, Nick Gregory will be coming with the Holy Trinity dancers later on in the broadcast, and we're going to be watching him. That's going to be terrific.
And he tried to explain the dance to me, which they'll break it down, but I'm looking forward to it. I mean, he said it was a line dance, and there was slow and fast, and it has different facets to it.
There's a lot to it.
People can watch Nick later and even try the dance steps at home.
Yes, that's right. The Cretan Societies of New York and New Jersey are also celebrating 100 years of they're celebrating here, and we're happy to have them on board, waving their flags and being a part of the celebration. Hey, there they are. Hi there. You know, it's nice every time. Hi, how are you? You know, many times when we're here in our broadcast booth, we're sitting back and we're talking to so many different guests, and at the same time we're also celebrating, you know, what's going on here, and people come by and take pictures and say hello, and we love that.
And tell us about your church, Ernie.
Well, we're at the Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church in New Rochelle. We have Father Patrick and Father Nick. They're terrific, and a terrific board. People are all excited about what we do on a regular basis. The Philoptochos is there. My wife is also part of that organization. So we have, you know, a lot of activities in our churches, like the St. Demetrius Greek Afternoon School of Astoria. Everywhere you turn, everywhere you look, there is a church with great pride and good works that they're doing to help build our churches even stronger.
Right, St. D's. That's a very popular one. We all know it. So also, my church is St. Nicholas Church in Flushing, which is obviously a huge parish. It's been such a pleasure to go there. That used to be on Beach Avenue from the time I was born.
Yes.
But it just has grown exponentially, and it's not just church, but it's Philoptochos and Goya. And nobody knows this better than our Grand Marshal, the Honorable Madeline Singas, District Attorney of Nassau County. We've seen each other at many events. You have a beautiful family. And here we are on Fifth Avenue on a gorgeous day for Greek Independence.
Gorgeous. I keep
What were you
teasing
thinking?
everyone. I tease them and say I brought the sun, because other years it has been cloudy and pretty wet.
First generation of Greek Americans brought up in Astoria. How do you feel about that?
Oh my God, I'm so proud. I'm proud every day to be a Greek American, but today especially. And leading the parade is such an honor. And I marched with St. Demetrius Astoria. I went to school there, so I marched every year.
So you have a real personal feeling about that, don't you? Yes.
Absolutely. So I feel like this parade is a part of me.
How does it feel when you see the progress over this period of time?
I mean, it's amazing, and it fills me with pride, you know. Everywhere you go, you know, I always say Greece is a small nation, but it gave birth to all of these great people and professionals. Everywhere I go, in whatever setting I'm in, I'll meet someone who's a Greek American, and right away you have that connection, and it doesn't matter what layer of government, business, there's always somebody there who's a Greek.
And you have teenage children and live in Manhasset. I don't know if you're Archangel Michael or Resurrection, but there's so many great churches out there. But what are some of the cultural traditions, or what are you passing down to them with your Greek heritage?
We try to do a lot, and they're marching right now with Archangel Michael, so they're members of Goya, and they play the sports just the same way I did. All the holidays, my son is an altar boy, so they are very much immersed in Greek culture, Greek religion, and they love it.
You know, it's the spirit that we talk about every year, the spirit of pride, spirit of understanding your heritage and the history that we have. and passing it along to the children is utmost. But also, you know, getting that kind of oral history or even written history from our parents, from our grandparents, Yaya and Papu, that's also very important, isn't it, Madeline?
Absolutely, and my grandmothers, both of them, used to talk to me all the time about what life was like, and you know, they were from northern Greece, so it wasn't, you know,
What
they
part?
went through Epiros, and my
Epiros.
father's Avorio Epiroti, which means that's the part that the Iron Curtain came down, and his hometown is behind the Iron Curtain. So I heard all about that and the struggles of people who were living there, but also how they came here to America to really fulfill a dream.
Right.
And they couldn't even imagine what it would be like. And I'm so inspired by them because really it takes a lot of courage to come somewhere where you don't speak the language.
Yes,
There's
a
no
lot.
money. You're not educated. So I said, you know, I know we're the heroes who gave independence to Greece all those years ago, but you know what? All the immigrants who came, they were also heroes in their own way.
Right, I was about to say, that's the theme of all immigrant families as they come here. And the key is to learn the language and get in there and work hard and the like. But it's true, it's hard to come in as an immigrant. I mean, my family did it as well, but and then you translate the ideals of our forefathers.
And trying to pass that along is not an easy challenge. It really
No,
isn't. Because to
it's
try to teach our kids to be able to speak the language, to understand it better, and to keep the faith, those things are important, and it is a challenge.
It is, and you have to work at it
Yes.
every day, and we do. So my kids are going this summer to Ionian Village. They'll be
Oh,
going
that's
to Greece.
always fun.
Our children went too. Yeah, they loved it.
So
They loved it.
you know, we try to play Greek music, and you know, we keep them very much immersed
Yeah.
in the culture and the history, and they're very proud to be Greek. So I feel like
Wow.
I've done a good job with them.
We're
just
proud
like
of
my
you.
parents did with me.
Madeline Singas, we thank you so much for joining us
Thank you.
today.
Such a pleasure to
Congratulations.
see you both. Thank you. Thanks
Great
for
to
having
see
me.
All right, we're going to have some entertainment right now because Nick is with Yanni. Come on, Nick, tell us about this, and
All
let's
right.
hear it.
Well, that's right. I'm here, and you know, we've been enjoying chatting a little bit here with Yanni Papastefanou, who's here with his orchestra. Welcome, Yanni.
Welcome, Nick.
It's good.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you here this year, and your orchestra as well. And I mean, I know you come from a family of musical talent, and you started at a very young age yourself, right? So
Yes, I did. I started very young in entertaining Greek music with my band, and
that's great. Well, you know, I know you're going to be performing for us today a song that's very sort of characteristic on the islands. Is that right?
yes. My mother wrote lyrics with her mom, a song titled Zivaeri. It's a very famous song, and it basically talks about how the children used to leave abroad for a better life, and parents were very sad about that.
Well, that's true. I mean, you know, when we look at the heritage of many Greeks, my family included, as the family of Greek immigrants back in the late 1920 era, and so many families that had to leave Greece for one reason or another, but then ended up in the United States. So this song kind of symbolizes that.
Yes. Sorry.
No, that's okay. All right. Well, we're going to let you take it over, and why don't you sing off on stage here for the song? Thank you. Go for it.
Η ξενιτιά το χαίρεται. Zivaeri σιγανά σε ξενίδια.
You were just listening to Yanni Papastefano and the orchestra band there, and we had Renos, Makis, George, Christoforos on the drums, bouzouki, clarinet, and keyboard. And when Yanni was studying, he actually was lead male for Byzantine choir.
He's got a great voice.
Fantastic.
Very talented young man. Well, the parade would not be a parade complete unless we had our next guest with us, and he is the primate of the Greek Orthodox Church of America, Archbishop Demetrius. Such an honor to have you here with us today again, and here we go.
The honor is mine, and it's a great joy to be together here.
It is, and it's an honor to have you with us. I know that you travel throughout, and you have many symposiums and many meetings and conferences. Bring all of us up to date on some of the good things that are happening in our church.
There are plenty of things. In fact, yesterday we came back from Constantinople. We were there with the synod, and the Patriarch sent his greetings. In fact, I had to not participate in the last 2 days. The Patriarch said the Archbishop has to go back to be at the parade.
To be at the parade,
Your
right.
Eminence, Your Eminence, thank you for those
So I came back
wishes.
with plenty of blessings and love.
Good. Well, we appreciate that. We send them right back. Something good has come out of these conferences and meetings that you've had.
Well, there are plenty of them.
Yes.
Before that, it was another very interesting meeting in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Against racism, organized by us, our church, by the World Council of Churches, by National Council of Churches, and other important religious
Very
elements.
important subject,
It was
yes.
a very, very nice evening, very touching in our cathedral in Washington, D.C.
Oh,
Beautiful.
beautiful. That's
With
beautiful.
the cathedral being filled to capacity and plenty of enthusiasm. I remembered 50 years ago the march in Selma of our Archbishop with Dr. Martin
We
Luther
remember
King.
that well, yes.
And as you talk about history, right, and you're talking about 50 years, do you feel like great strides have been made and what needs to be done so that this way we have a positive world for all of us to live together?
Well, you know, going back just to the parades, my first parade as Archbishop was in the year 2000. Now we are 2018. I have to tell you, the difference is tremendous.
Tremendous.
Tremendous. It's
Growth.
a very different thing in terms of growth.
Yes.
Not only numerical, qualitative. The people now participate much more conscious
Yes.
in a way that is much more personal. You see babies dressed tsolades. You see people, especially this year, we have this magnificent weather.
Right. Yes.
That's
We're
right.
blessed today.
That's right.
As we were marching with Governor Cuomo,
Yes.
he said, I think this crowd this year is much bigger, he said. than before." I said, yes, thanks.
It's growing and expanding, and I know that, you know, you talk about the things that are happening now and the growth that you've seen. We often look to you to tell us what the future will be like. What vision do you have? The growth of the Greek Orthodox Church in America and worldwide as well, our Orthodox faith.
You know, it's a very bizarre and strange story that normally people think of the church as something of the past, or even even the most touching to the present. The church is for the future. It's really a factor, an agency of the future.
Yes, it is.
Based on the present and on the past. That's the important thing. We are diachronic. We are not futuristic. We are not historic. We are a combination. History, realistic, present, and really hopeful future.
Well said.
And
well
when
said.
we think of religion and our faith and our families and transpiring year after year and passing it down, explain the importance of religion now and for our families and our children, how it should continue. What would you like to see?
Well, one item is that faith represents a stability, a firm, something that is, no matter what happens, does not change in terms of a change that doesn't stop, and therefore you have nothing stable. You have a fluid kind of situation. The church offers this kind of fluidity, but at the same time, a very strong basis. So people look for that.
Yes, they do.
Look
and
for
need it.
Look for a base.
Yes, they
faith
do.
gives you strength
Right,
when you
it
say,
does.
I know God is with me. And I tell my children this
And
because
then,
it's
and
more,
then
right?
exactly, and then you have the opening towards the world that is beyond the material reality.
Absolutely. Your
I mean,
Eminence.
statistics and numbers and things like that are okay, but you can live with them.
Yes.
I mean, you need the opening.
Yes.
And religion is a window to this reality of God.
You know, I love listening to you, and I wish we had even more time to hear you talk about our faith and the future and also the present. We want to thank His Eminence Archbishop Demetrius for being here today.
Thank you.
God bless you and the strength to continue to carry on.
God bless you and keep you offering symbols not only by words but even by your necktie and by your dress.
That's right.
Your
The
Eminence.
blue,
blue and white.
The blue matching the sky.
Matching the beautiful
And-
sky of today. Your Eminence, thank you so
God
much.
bless
Thank you,
and be
Your
with you.
And Christos
keep-
Anesti.
Alithos Anesti.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you so much.
We
Your
are the
Eminence.
people of the resurrection.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Thank you so
Thank-
much, Your Eminence.
Thank you, Your
Archbishop
Eminence.
Demetrius. Beautiful day. The bands continue to march. We'll talk about some of the floats passing by, the Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church of all the different communities. We're taking a short break. We're coming right back. Keep it here.
My name is Anastasia Kapalonis. And my name is Sophia Kapalonis. We are students of Holy Trinity Greek Afternoon School of New Rochelle. We are proud to be Greeks because of our rich heritage and culture. Είμαστε υπερήφανες που είμαστε Ελληνίδες. Ζήτω η Ελλάδα!
The 87th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade is brought to you by Emirates.
Zito Ielas! Happy Greek Independence Day!
Okay, that says it all. Live coverage continues of the 87th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade in New York City. This wonderful celebration hosted each year by the Federation of Hellenic Societies of Greater New York. And we're happy that we have so many activities. We have interviews here in our broadcast booth. Mike Woods also has a nice interview coming up for us right now. Mike, have you learned any additional Greek? I know you know Yasu, Kalimera.
Wait, hold
Opa.
on for it. Yes. Kalimera, Kalispera, that's
Yes.
coming up for us in a little bit. Yasu, I have some friends out here who are going to teach me a little bit about Greece. They've been speaking to me this afternoon. We have Thani and Ted.
Right.
And now, so you're here, you're born in America, but your parents are from Greece originally, right?
So we're very proud Greek Americans.
Okay.
And my husband's family is from Chios and from Sparta. My family is from Andros and Hydra. From
Wow.
Hydra. They're beautiful islands.
There are so many islands and so many regions to Greece that I don't think people realize how expansive the country is and how varied it is.
It's beautiful, romantic. The islands are gorgeous for vacation. You have to go.
Now, when you go, is there any one spot in particular that you say go to, Ted, or?
Well, of course we're biased, so we're gonna tell you to go to Hydra, and we're gonna tell you to go to Sparta, and Chios and Andros. But they're all beautiful. Each island has its own beauty.
Yeah, absolutely. And you all are beautiful out here. Thank you for coming out here and sharing some of the Greek love and pride out here. So hope you enjoy Exactly, the Greek Independence Day Parade.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I mean, Nicole and Ernie, just a little piece of what's going on out here. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, you feel the excitement. We see the Arcadian Society of New York there. And what went by a short time ago, the Atlantic Bank float, President Nancy Papaioannou.
She'll be joining us too?
Yes, indeed. But of course, Atlantic Bank helping so many small business owners get started. And we know that one just passed a short time ago.
Yep. We'll be talking to Nancy in a short time. We also want to recognize some of the other floats that have been passing by. The Boy Scout Troop 236, Drum and Bell Corps. They're based in Maybrook, New York. The AHEPA family, the American Hellenic Educational Progressive Association, founded in 1922 in Atlanta, Georgia. We thank you very much for being here, and they do such wonderful work. Philanthropic efforts include $600 million in senior housing projects, extensive local and national scholarship programs. The AHEPA family, thank you so much for being here. And also the Federation of Laconia Societies, represented by this federation. They are based in Wooddale, Illinois. We thank you for making your trip here and to be part of our broadcast every year. Thank you so much.
And the Park Ridge High School Band. I always love to see the high school band. You know how hard they have to work in order
they do. A lot of
to
rehearsal.
Coordinate that.
And their homework and everything on top of it.
Yeah, how do they get their
I
studies
know.
done? That's such a great point. The Cretan Societies, the Paniliakos Society, and the Federation of Steria Elas, the Eleftherian Society as well.
Very nice, very nice. Let's keep talking about the Newark Symphony Band is also involved in our annual parade. We thank you again for being here. The Castorian Society, thank you. From the end of the 19th century, there were only 8 Castorians in Americas. 1908 to 1910, people were immigrating in groups, and thus the number reached 1,000. So thank you very much for being part of our annual march. There's your family, right?
Yeah, my husband's family is from Castoria, indeed. There they are. Look at that. Right, with the soleadas, wearing the costumes. We love it. We love that people are bringing it. And today, with this weather, I don't think anybody stayed home.
No, I think that, this was an ideal day for us. We were concerned about the weather because we've had, such a strange pattern of weather. And I talk to Nick about that every night on the 6 o'clock news on Fox 5, and I tease him oftentimes.
And I watch you both.
And we watch you on
6
the Fox channel as well. You do a great job on the Fox Business Channel.
Thank
you. We were talking about the weather, what the conditions were like, and Nick said not to worry. He said, I think we're going to be in great shape, and he was right. So we do have, plenty of sunshine, and it makes it easy for all of the families to be here and also for these floats to be able to operate. And they do take a long time. Every year, we say that in some ways they're kind of the same, but at the same time they are a little different. And they also put a lot of planning into it by making sure that they have enough people on board and dress in different costumes. Some are the traditional ones and some are a little more new and different.
I like when they have the phrase that we won't forget, freedom or death. Right, that obviously shows the history and why we're here for the Greek independence.
That's right.
That's what it's all about, and continuing obviously with positive thoughts and ideals, not only for Greeks but for everybody today.
Yep. We've had so many different guests that have been joining us here at our broadcast booth, and our next guest is Theodore Bozonelis. Nominated by the governor of New Jersey and confirmed by the state senate as judge of the Superior Court of New Jersey. And we thank you very much for coming back and joining us again.
And an Archon
and
as
an
well,
Archon and representing this great group.
Of course.
And I'm very happy to be here on behalf of the Order of St. Andrew. Our leader, Anthony Limbarakis, sends his regards.
We have had him here every year, and he's been doing a terrific job for us.
And we remember of blessed memory Nick Bouris, who is our major benefactor, not only for us, but for the Archdiocese and the Ecumenical Patriarchate.
Tell us about some of the programs that you're involved in right now.
Well, you know that we had an International Religious Freedom Conference in Washington, D.C. in December.
Right.
We had a number of senators and Congress individuals there. We talked about religious freedom in the press. We talked about the preservation of sacred sites in the Middle East. We talked about the history of our church, because it really is the synergy of our clergy with our community that talks about freedom, right? Eleftheria, That's what we're all about,
Yes.
religious freedom.
Right. And
right,
that's what I was saying. Eleftheria y thanatos,
Thanatos,
right? That's
freedom
what
or
it is.
death, right.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. And for us, it's all about religious freedom, the protection and the preservation of the ecumenical patriarchate, as His All Holiness Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew struggles in the Middle East and in Turkey with religious freedom. Can you imagine here in the United States, we can worship the way we want, we can go where we want to worship, and no one tells us how to worship.
What kind of progress are we making? I know that you have conferences and you have a number of meetings with people who do have the ability and the power to do things.
Yes.
Tell us about some of the results.
You know, Ernie and Nicole, it's all about, as you know, FaceTime. So we have been in Brussels and we've been in Berlin in order to meet with the European Union officials to get our message across on behalf of His All Holiness.
Yes.
And a number of initiatives that we've had with Congress in terms of support. Also, we've had resolutions from almost all the states in the United States on behalf of the Ecumenical Patriarchate.
That's very good.
So we continue the fight for religious freedom. And when I look out here, this is what these people are all about, isn't it?
Yes,
That's
it
right,
is.
absolutely.
You see it in action.
We see it in action.
Right.
And we're so happy to be here and to celebrate with the both of you in that regard.
Well, we're glad you were able to come in, Honorable Theodore Bozonelis, and to your
Thank you so
family
much for
and your
being
kids.
here.
We hope you had a
We
beautiful
appreciate it.
Easter.
Yes.
And now spring has sprung
That's right,
for sure.
exactly. And don't forget to dance at the end.
Oh, we're ready.
And get Mike Woods up there.
Oh, he will be up there. He's learned
good.
a lot.
That's
It's
right.
great. Thank you so much for
Okay,
being here
thank
today.
you.
Bless America. See, we had a little bit of everything today.
Sweet home.
That's beautiful.
I like to listen to it. Maybe you're singing at home too. That's nice. We wanted to also thank the St. Demetrius of Merrick. They were here, the marching, the youth, the Philoptochos, the parish council, the Greek school, the Sunday school, Goya, Yale. We've had the volunteers, the teachers, students, and spiritual leaders of the parish of St. Demetrius of Merrick, Long Island. And in addition to that, we'll continue to mention some of the other wonderful groups that have been here today. The Pan-Kyriakikos. No, you know what? You pronounce that one. Kyriakikos. I got it. Kyriakikos.
You got it.
My Greek is coming back to me.
Well, it comes from
Pan-Kyriakikos.
Corfu, Kyriaki.
Yeah, that's right.
Unlike the rest of Greece, never fell under the Ottoman oppression.
You know, speaking of the language, it's nice to know the language, and I learned it as a young boy back home. My grandfather was as you know, a Greek Orthodox priest, one of the first 100 ordained in this country, Reverend Anastasios Anastasiou. So I learned the language, and the important thing is to practice it. So Nick Gregory and I practice Greek almost every day in the studio. Not on the air,
That's
but before we go on the air,
fantastic.
I go up there and we have our little cafineo, if you want to call it that. We sit there and we talk and we speak in Greek, and it's great practice.
That's absolutely wonderful. I like that. Well, we're looking at the flags, the people, the celebration, this beautiful day where everybody is celebrating across the board. There's so much to celebrate here on Fifth
There's
Avenue
a lot.
today.
We're taking a short break. We're coming right back with more live coverage on My 9.
Γεια σας. My name is Theodore Daskalakis, and I attend the Greek American Institute, located in the Bronx. My community is Zodokos Pigi. I am proud to be Greek because of the word philotimo, a synonym of honor, helping someone because it is a shame not to. We live by those words. Είμαι περήφανος που είμαι Έλληνας. Ζήτω η Ελλάδα!
The 87th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade is brought to you by the John, Margot, Andrea, and John Jr. Katsamatidis Foundation.
My name is Mariana, Irini, Sofia, Adeline, Sofia. My favorite part about being Greek is dancing, food, music, culture, religion. Happy Greek Independence Day! Zito Yelada!
Oh,
That
five
was
beautiful
great.
children.
Dancing, food, culture, religion.
Yes.
You got it, girls.
They got it all, that's for sure. They're beautiful representatives. Thank you for that. The Mathraki Society of America, let's mention them, celebrating their 40th year, works to keep the traditions of their beautiful island alive and the homes that they have made for themselves here in the United States. And we also have Nick standing by, don't we? He's going to do a little interview for us, and later on we're getting ready for Nick to do some dancing. Hey, Nick, how are you?
I'm doing great, Ernie and Nicole. I'm loving this parade and watching everybody come by, and just a glorious day. I mean, you know, you can't ask for a better day here in New York City. And I'm joined by Nicole Meliatakis from the New York Assembly. And Nicole, great to see you.
Great to see you, Nick.
Good Greek-American, right? So.
Yeah, it's a wonderful parade, wonderful day. It is beautiful weather, and we're here celebrating our culture, our history, our contributions. And I got to tell you, it's a real great event. I mean, we see so many young people, old people. I mean, it's just everyone has really come together in the community to celebrate their Greek heritage. It's great, our Greek heritage.
I know, and probably you, like myself, have been a part of these parades for years and years and years. So it's nice to watch the generations come through.
It absolutely is, and as Greeks, we have always been proud of the contributions we've made, starting with democracy. I always say that it's because of our veterans and those who have come before us that I'm able to run in a democracy, but that democracy also comes from Greece, as we know, and it really is a beautiful thing to celebrate today, and so much pride that we're seeing.
I know you were recently in the mayoral campaign here in New York City, and you're going to continue your work now in the New York Assembly. So what do we have to look forward to in the future here then?
Well, look, I'm up for re-election this year, representing the people of Brooklyn and Staten Island, New York State Assembly. I was honored and privileged to run as a Republican candidate for mayor, and I have to tell you that we'll see what the future holds, but what I can say is my father came to this city with $50 in his pocket. He achieved the American dream. I want to see that opportunity for future generations, and I'm so proud of everyone in this city, and it was one of the wonderful highlights of my life to be able to run for mayor and meet people from across this city. It's truly what makes New York City special is that we have people from all over the world. I felt like I traveled the world in just these 5 boroughs.
Well, that's as John Katsimatidis pointed that out earlier in the program. There's something in the neighborhood of 180 ethnic groups that are in New York. So the Greeks make up a large portion of that. So I know the Greek American community is very proud of you and the work that you've been doing as well.
Thank you. I very much appreciate it. Zito Yelas, Zito Ilada, and God bless America.
And enjoy the rest of the parade, Nicole. All right. Ernie and Nicole, back to you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay.
All right. Well, we just saw the float go by. The Olympiakos fan club went by, its most successful club in Greek football history, having won 44 Greek league titles, 27 Greek cups. That's a good total right there, totaling 17 doubles, 4 Greek Super Cups, and a total of 75 national titles. All records,
yeah,
right? Football, goal, goal, goal.
This is a great academy and exists for young players and such an inspiration to a lot of young people today who love sports. And we can't forget the Olympics that started in Greece, of course. Some of the other people that we want to mention here, Pan Edikusa Society of America, nonprofit founded in 1951, celebrating with us today. Also the Holy Trinity of Hicksville, New York, from Long Island. A few Greek families that settled there about 30 years ago. First thoughts turned to perpetuating their Orthodox faith and their Greek cultural heritage. And we thank you for being here today as well.
And right now, Ernie, we're taking a look at the Mathraki Society of America celebrating their 40th year. One of the Dipontian Islands located about 6 kilometers northwest of Corfu.
Yeah, when we talk about so many different islands and so many different parts of Greece.
You can hike in this one. Occasional hikers visit to climb the rocky coastline.
So many people talk. Yeah, so many people talk about things like this. And when you're at work, many times they'll talk about, I went to Greece, I came back, had a wonderful time, did hiking, swimming, scuba diving. As we said before, Greece is really a place for people to go right now. It's hot. People love it. There's so much to do, the food, the people,
it's absolutely
and we
beautiful.
know about how much we welcome. Our hospitality is part of our DNA.
Absolutely, and when I went to Santorini, one of the things my husband and I enjoyed doing was renting those mopeds.
Oh, yeah.
And going around and seeing the different beaches. As I noted, the black sand, red sand, white sand, and some of that comes from the lava.
Yes. Yes. When we talk about going to Greece, one of the things that I love too, I love going to the little churches on some of the islands. We were in Mykonos and Santorini and trying to think of the other island that we went to, Paros, which was beautiful.
Oh,
And-
yeah,
and-
that's on my list now
Yeah,
because we
Paros
have a
is-
cousin building a
Oh,
beautiful
it's-
home
it's
there. I have a
gorgeous
feeling
there.
that's going to be one of my new favorite islands.
Well, you're going to love it. You're going to love the people. You're going to love the little village, the little center.
My
and
boys will be going there for sure.
They will. They'll enjoy it. There's much to do. The United HIOS Societies, by the way, we want to celebrate them today, of America and Canada. They were organized in 1939. We thank you very much for being here today as well.
And we're looking at the float of Holy Trinity as well. And also Corona, Transfiguration of Christ Church of Corona, Transfiguration Greek School. So we'll be watching for them as well, pre-K through 8th grade. This is when they all get started with obviously a great education, but having their history.
Hey, you know what? We were just talking about traveling to Greece. We have Mike Woods, who was in Greece recently. And there he is. Hey, Mike. I don't think you can see it right now.
I can't see the picture, but I can remember.
Where were you?
The time I made a couple of stops. So one time I was in, I stopped in Athens first, but of course we went over to Santorini.
Right.
Spent a few nights on those beautiful villas, but I believe that's Mykonos, the shot from the beach. And there are so many fun places, super clubs, and just an amazing sights, sounds, the food. Oh my gosh, there's this restaurant there called Avra. And
Sure,
it was
one in New York.
Yeah, they just opened one in New York not too long ago, and I'm like, I can't believe that they followed me back here. I love it. I can't wait to get back. Every time you look around and you see this parade, you know why people love Greece. You know why they add so much to the community, and why people love to vacation there, and they add so much to the New York community and to the U.S. in general. But I can't wait to go back. My friend Joanne is actually setting up a house, and it's a surprise, and I know it's in one of the Greek islands.
Are you lucky? You're a lucky
Joanna,
guy.
Tell Joanna that Ernie and I are coming. And by the way, Mike Woods in his bathing suit there. People magazine named Mike Woods the sexiest anchor alive. So he's smart,
There you go,
fabulous, so
Mike.
sweet, and looks great on his trip to Greece.
Yes.
Thanks, Mike. Speaking of food, I don't know if you can see this, Mike, but anyhow, we've got some courambiedes.
Those delicious.
Finikia. These are delicious. You know, I would have one right now, but you know what's going to happen.
I don't eat on
very,
TV. We
very
might
difficult.
choke, but they look delicious. We
Can
will
you
be
see that?
certainly having those right after
we
the
are.
broadcast. Maybe during commercial break.
I
We'll
know.
get right over
These
it. We love
courambiedes are my
when the
favorite.
families have all the traditional foods. If it's a macaria, you're
Right.
having fish. If
Right.
it's Easter, you're having lamb.
Here's
And
a
of course-
question. When it comes to the courambiedes, right? Do you like them with or without nuts, or with or without a little clove in the middle? What's your choice?
I wish I could say write it in. I definitely, I'm
I
in
like
for
it
all of
anyway.
it.
How's
Yeah,
that?
exactly. The
Okay.
other thing too is you could always tell by the weight how much fattening it is. You know how
Yeah.
fattening it is but they're delicious.
Doesn't
Go for
matter,
it.
right? Just
Go
eat
for it.
We're going to put these aside, and we're going to come back to them in a little while, okay?
Delicious.
Let's continue to talk about some of the floats that we've been seeing. The University of Aegean School of Business, Department of Business Administration. They are based in Greece, and they offer undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral programs. Thank you for being here today.
When you talked about Chios, when I went to Chios, I always love all the geometrical shapes
Yeah.
that they have on the buildings there. Every island has its own personality. We say we're all one, but when you go to each island, you can get mastika. You can see different types of buildings, blue and white, black and white. Each one looks a little bit different.
You know what, too? When we were
The
in...
Chiantes are really cheering there, Ernie.
They are, and when we were in Chios, Yasu, Bidia, when we were in Chios, the mastika is wonderful.
Yes.
And you can get it, gum, soap, whatever you want. But you know what's great about Chios? It's like being back in New York. It's like being in Astoria practically, because almost everyone from here goes there for, a short period of time or an extended period. But it's like being back in New York City. And I love the warmth of the people. Always excited, enthusiastic. I touched on hospitality, and it is part of our culture, part of our DNA, to open the doors, to celebrate, whether it's food, music, conversation, whatever it is, it's togetherness.
I'll tell you, all the time at work, everybody always says they have a Greek neighbor who has them over. And that's really the premise behind the whole thing. And we always want to celebrate everything that we have, give it all, share it all in the hospitality. Come on in for some delicious Greek food. I know my grandmothers did that. My mother does that. I mean, that is the way it goes.
Pass
And
it on.
Our house is open. if you know us, I guess you can come over.
Why not? And even if you don't know us, right? Come on over. All right, Nick, we have another interview with you on the main parade route. Come on
That's
in,
right.
Nick.
You guys are getting me hungry talking about food and parties and all that stuff, right? That's how the Greeks are. Everybody's house is open, especially on the holidays. So we're talking about food too. This is Philip, Christopher Philip with American Network Solutions. Philip, I've known you for so many years, and honorary parade chairman for years, being involved with the Greek parade for years. What do you think this year? It's a great turnout. Is it the weather maybe, or is it just Greek spirit?
Well, obviously the weather has something to do with it, but Greek spirit is very, very important, particularly now where Greece and Cyprus are facing so many issues. What we are celebrating today is not only Greek independence, we are celebrating Hellenism, the Hellenic values and ideals, which, as I said before, it's the same values that George Washington and Thomas Jefferson embraced, our forefathers embraced the Hellenic values. And for us as American citizens, I think we have a double obligation. One, because we come from the birthplace of democracy, but second, because we live in the greatest democracy in the world. And it's unacceptable for us that after 44 years, Cyprus is still occupied by Turkish troops. The Turkish is threatening the Aegean Islands. Macedonia is having a problem with the name. So it's up to us, the overseas Hellenes, particularly here in the United States, to work to bring justice to Cyprus and to make the American policy understand the Greek positions.
Well, when you come to the parade and you see the young and old out here, that must really make you feel good, though, right? About our culture and our history, and of Greeks and Cypriots alike.
It's unbelievable because I went to St. Demetrius Greek American School and I marched as a student, and I have been marching here for 40 years, and you've been here for a few more years. You're younger than I am, but it's a great day. We are celebrating Hellenism, and this is the most important thing. But always remember that we as American citizens have to bring justice to Cyprus, and we have to fight for the Greek issues.
And what you don't know about Philip, which I'll tell you, is that, for especially the younger people watching the show, everybody has their cell phones nowadays. Philip Christopher was cell phones when cell phones weren't cool. Back in the 80s, right? You were one of the founding members of cell phone development?
Absolutely. I sold 100 million phones in the United States.
There you go. Well, and one to me. But God bless you. Thank you for coming. Enjoy the rest of the parade.
Thank you. And I didn't know that you were a dance instructor. Congratulations.
You'll see the group coming up here in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Justice for Cyprus.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
We look forward to that. Nick, that's going to be great. We look forward to you dancing. That's
and we'll
my
be dancing
uncle.
with him too.
Yeah,
that's
indeed.
Your uncle,
That's
right?
my uncle. That's my mother's brother. He
Yep.
mentioned Cyprus, and I'm actually so proud and honored to be the honoree this year at the Cyprus U.S. Chamber of Commerce
Congratulations. Wonderful.
on May 4th at the Union League Club,
Wonderful.
Cyprus Chamber.
Well,
You
we
can
hope
look
to
it up,
join
and
you
I
there,
hope
too.
you join us,
Okay.
everybody.
All right, we're going to be taking a short break. We'll continue with more coverage, live coverage of the 87th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade. Want to give a quick shout out to the Holy Trinity Church of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Father George and my Aunt Eva Van Yotis out there, too. Thank you, everybody. We're coming right back. Keep it here.
We love you, everybody.
Hello, my name is Georgia Brokos of Adventist Parochial School, St. Constantine and Helen, Brooklyn, New York. I'm proud to be Greek because of my huge family, and I get to share all my Greek food and culture to everyone at the Greek parade. Zito η Ελλάδα!
Brought to you by the good works of the Hellenic Initiative. And we are back live. We want to make sure that we highlight some of the wonderful groups, charters, organizations, and churches that are here today. Hellenic Classical Charter School, the Holy Cross Church of Brooklyn, the largest community in Brooklyn, has served thousands for more than 50 years. The Three Hierarchs of Brooklyn, that exist in Brooklyn, New York, the second oldest community there, and also the Holy Trinity St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church on Staten Island. Father Nicholas, thank you. Thank you very much.
And we say all 5 boroughs, right? We're trying to cover it all, folks. We can't possibly name every one of your churches, but we thank you, whether you're in New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, across the nation. St. Athanasios of Paramus, New Jersey. Kimisistis Theotokos Greek Orthodox Church in New Jersey.
St. Constantine of Brooklyn just passed us. This is Kimissis Theotokos from Brooklyn, New York as well. St. Nicholas of Flushing, New York. Let's make sure we get everybody's name in there that we can. We don't have much time left.
Zodohospigi Church, that's in Bronx.
And Gregorian Enterprises, thank you very much. The Annunciation Church of New York City, located on West 91st Street. In fact, I passed by there for Easter on Holy Wednesday.
St. George Orthodox Church of Kingston and the Annunciation of Greek Orthodox Church of Rochester.
St. Paul, the cathedral there in Hempstead, beautiful church. Stuyvesant High School Greek Club, the Bronx High School of Science Hellenic Cultural Society, and the Brooklyn Technical High School Greek Club. Thank you for being here, everybody.
Thank you for being here with us today. Ernie and I love coming here. I saw Nick and Mike, and I said, we're friends. We're, when we say
we are family.
This is the truth, is that everybody comes to this to obviously show their Greek pride. I see YKT there. But really because we're friends and we want to just see our friends and family and celebrate a beautiful day together. This is an annual event, and if you're not here this year, we hope you join us next year.
In some ways too, Nicole, it becomes almost like a wedding event for us. We get dressed up, we come here, we see friends and family, there's music, there's dancing, there's food as well. We're going to have some of that after we get off the air. So it's typical of a Greek celebration where we have all of these different elements that come together.
And we saw Maria Loy on the float, on the Katsimatidis float, and she has a wonderful restaurant on Fifth Avenue, just off Fifth Avenue, where you can get the most Greek, and this is all the Greek restaurants, most delicious Greek food. It's just off the charts, from Avra to Anasa, Ethos. I mean, forget it. We get all the yummy food that we love so much.
Let's also mention some other groups that are here today. The College of New Jersey Hellenic Student Association, Greek Orthodox Church of Holy Cross. They're in Whitestone, New York. St. Athanasios of Paramus. Thank you very much. Also, the Kimissis Theotokos of Greek Orthodox Church of Holmdel, New Jersey. Be Greek for the day. That's their theme for their Greek Food Festival. Held
I like
over
that.
4 days. Yeah, be Greek for the day. That's a nice theme, isn't it?
I like that. The Hellenic Classical Charter School PTA, and the PTA is so important. We didn't mention the PTA, and that's, having your involvement in the Parent Teachers Association in all the Greek schools or Greek American schools is such a big deal. It really obviously makes it work. Otherwise, obviously it wouldn't.
You're right. You are absolutely right. And we
get involved. Get involved somehow, some way. It doesn't, not money. You can just give your time, be a part of things.
It is important, to make sure that you take part in whatever it happens to be, because it is your community. It does represent your family and your center. I think that many times when we talk about news, and the two of us who are in broadcasting, there's so much going on in the world, but ultimately it comes down to your family, to your small circle, the community that you live in, and where you participate and what you become a part of. And these are the values, these are the things that we pass along to our church. Well, we have a wonderful interview once again. Nancy Papiano, she is the president of Atlantic Bank, very involved in the Greek American community. It's always nice to have you back here and to join us, and you're involved with the Chamber of Commerce. Oh, the Greek flag, that's a nice sign.
She must have a lot of pride.
Kalitiki, as we say in Greek, right?
Of course, and this year, I'm so proud I was elected chairman of the parade.
Yes.
And I'm so happy, the weather, the people, so many guests from Greece. And of course, Atlantic Bank is since 1926 in the Greek American community, writes history with them. And today that there are so many issues of Greece, we cooperate, we are here, and we support the Greek American community.
That's what I asked. That's what I was saying, Nancy, earlier when the Atlantic Bank float went by, beautiful float. And I said so many in the community go to Atlantic Bank, get their businesses started. They do their personal banking. It's an area of growth, and you obviously working with those who are established and those who are getting started. Your faith and your pride doing this.
Of course, and I'm very privileged to have so good people working for Atlantic Bank, and so lucky to have our parent company, New York Community Bank Corp. And we are able every year to support the Greek parade, and this year we supported with $20,000.
You were named Greek American Woman of the Year, which was a wonderful honor for you, and I know that was very special. A message, because this is the year where we're really focusing and concentrating on the wonderful accomplishments of women. What message do you have, Nancy?
Greece exists and will exist, and we are proud here in the United States that we have so strong Greek American community, and we as Atlantic Bank here to support them.
Many families are here today, and we were talking about, so much of this with the previous guests. And it does come down to our roots, to be able to share with our children our stories, where we came from, where we're going, and the accomplishments of many of the members of our family. That really is at the center of our faith in our home, isn't it?
It's I'm 28 years in the United States, and I was working for Atlantic Bank since I came to the United States. Really, this country helped me all along. I live a dream, and I try to leave something good behind me to the community, to my clients, to my friends, to Hellenes and Phil-Hellenes here in the United States.
What kind of effort do you see now, that Greece continues to struggle, and they're trying to find some changes? I know we talked to Michael Psados at the Hellenic Initiative and telling us about some amazing things that are happening to help so many businesses, and particularly the families who are in need of services.
Atlantic Bank all along helps societies and organizations.
Yes.
And of course, we help our church as well. And Greece exists because of its tradition, because of its religion, because of its people, because of the big hearts that exist here in the Greek Americans.
What's the message today to all the people who are listening? And don't forget, we're on television in New York, Channel 9, the New York tri-state area, but we're also worldwide. We're all over the world. In fact, we've had people respond to us from Greece and from Australia, so they're all listening to us.
That's right.
How about a nice message for everybody out there?
I hope my mother can see me. She's in Athens, but η Ελλάδα ποτέ δεν πεθαίνει.
That's nice. Greece
That's
never
right.
dies.
Thank you so much.
We like that.
Thank you.
Nancy Vapoiano,
And
thank
we
you
say
so
Zito
much.
Elas.
That's right.
Nancy.
Thank you so much, Nancy. Okay.
Of Atlantic Bank, and a sponsor as well.
We
We're
love
so
hearing these
thankful
stories.
to all the sponsors who make this parade happen. I mean, without you, we wouldn't be able to do this. So we're watching for Holy Cross in Brooklyn, serving for more than 50 years.
And also, we're talking about some of the other floats that will be here today. We want to try to mention as many as we can. The New Jersey, we don't want to forget about New Jersey.
No way.
The Garden State, New Jersey Institute of Technology, Hellenic Cultural Association, thank you very much. Seton Hall University, Hellenic Student Organization, they're here today, interested in exploring both the Greek and the Greek American culture as well. St. Demetrius Greek Church of Union, New Jersey. This is the New Jersey contingent here,
Right.
okay? And
Yeah.
also Westfield, that's a great town, wonderful place. The Holy Trinity Church of Westfield, that's about 20 miles west of New York City. And we want to thank Father Peter for being the presiding priest there, and their parish council, great job. St. George of Piscataway, New Jersey, had origins in New Brunswick, so thank you very much for being here. And we're very proud to have Mike joining us right now with one of our Grand Marshals. Mike, take it away, Yasu.
That's right, Yasu, and we have Elena Kuntura, and I found the right one because Elena, you are the
Minister of Tourism of Greece, and I can guide you in Greece. I'm the best one.
I love it, Ellen. Okay, perfect. So you're the person I need to talk to because Greece has so much to offer. There's so much to see. I've already seen Mykonos, Athens, Santorini, but there's plenty more to see. So what do you suggest? Where do we start?
Well, as you know, Greece is the only country in the European family that has more than 100 islands to visit.
100 islands, so I could spend like half my lifetime trying to get around to it all.
That's why we want all the tourists, when they come to visit over and over, they become very faithful. They're welcome there. They feel like home. So Greece is a place that you can visit and you can never really get bored of.
I didn't get bored, that's for sure. In fact, I needed some more sleep. So let's say I wanted to go to an island and just really chill out. Which one would I go to for that?
There's so many. Not only the islands, but also the mainland. It's a beautiful country. You know, we have more than 16,000 kilometers coastline, and at the same time, we have the most beautiful blue waters.
I know.
Green waters for yachting, for cruise, for swim, for diving.
I was out there and I was like, now I'm thinking back to like, oh, I need Greece again so bad, and it's beautiful. Like, this is the time of the year you get out there right now, and it's good. The summer goes on long, right?
I think I came yesterday and I brought the sun of
You
Greece.
did?
Yes, I
Thank
did.
you.
I'm very happy. We have this beautiful parade. We celebrate Greece. And you know, it's so beautiful to come and visit our country because it's the birthplace of democracy.
Exactly.
Is,
and the Olympics.
The Olympic Games.
Yes.
And at the same time, we have Platonus, Aristoteles, the philosophy, but also the father of medicine, Hippocrates.
Oh my gosh, there's so much there. This is where it all began. So, well, thank you again so much for coming out here and speaking with us.
I invite you all to come.
Okay, my new name, by the way, I've been told Michalis Zikalis? Does that sound right? Does that sound right?
Michalis.
Michalis?
But I have to tell you,
Yeah?
Michalis, Greece is the last piece of heaven in earth.
You got that right.
Yes.
Thank you so much again.
welcome.
I will be there. I need your number.
I wait for you.
All right,
so
Ernie.
much.
You're a lucky guy there, Mike.
Yeah.
This is, what
That's
a
a
wonderful
hookup.
invitation. This is
Right.
going to be
Right.
a terrific personal tour of Greece.
And spoken like the true minister of tourism.
Yeah.
Right? It's the last piece of heaven on
Last
earth.
piece of heaven. We'll remember that
Michalis,
one.
That's I have a Michali. That's my son.
Michali.
Irakli. That's
Yeah,
the
nice
Greek
name.
names, right?
Michali. All right, congratulations for joining us today. The Townsend Harris High School Greek Club, St. Francis Preparatory High School Greek Club, Academy of American Studies High School, and Manhasset High School Hellenic Club. Thank you very much. Also, the Greek Orthodox Church of the Holy Resurrection in Brookville, New York. Father Andreas, thank you so much. St. Paraskevi of Green Lawn, New York.
Yeah,
Thank
we play
you.
basketball
Yeah.
there sometimes. Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Thank you for coming and participating today, as well as the Greek Orthodox Council of Electrical Workers. And we saw a float going by as well.
Epirotis.
Yes.
That's the Epirotis, right.
Absolutely.
Ancient Greek state located in the, it's a geographical region of Epirus in the western part of the Balkans, yes.
You know who else went by? The Boy Scouts.
The Boy Scouts, yeah, we
Yes.
mentioned those little guys. Aren't they cute?
I love that.
Yeah, St. Constantine and Helen Greek Orthodox Church of West Nyack, New York, in Rockland County. They've had a second Greek festival, a Greek Oktoberfest, to be held in the first week of October. That's a little way off, but it's always nice to promote early because they need the support. And we also want to thank Archbishop Malloy High School Greek Club, Frank Sinatra School of the Arts Greek Club, Francis Lewis High School Hellenic Club, Greek Club of Long Island City High School, and William Cullen Bryan High School of the Greek Club there. Also, want to mention something. This is a little bit of an odd one. This is the Tappan Zee Bridgemen. Yeah, they formed it in 1996, kind of as a goof, but they were founded by a guy named Bill Lozier, and this is the Tappan Zee Bridgemen, and they're marching with us today.
That's
Hi,
good.
everybody.
Get
Hi,
your
everybody.
groups together wherever
Yeah,
you
line 'em
are,
up.
right? Wherever you are.
Line them up.
We have a lot of dance troops. Shortly we'll be watching Nick Gregory, who is getting dressed right now. Came over here with 20 dancers from his Holy Trinity Church. So we're going to be watching for that from New Rochelle. So don't change the channel. Keep it here on the Greek
And
Parade.
after they dance, remember now, we're going to be joining them because we have a grand finale where we take part in that Greek dancing.
What
which
do you
I
think
look
we
forward
should
to
do?
every year.
Kalamatianos and Bekiko.
Kalamatiano, probably, you know?
We could do Zorba style.
Yeah, look at this little boy here. Here's the Greek Orthodox Church, and they are from Union. This is the IBEW, Union number 3. Thank you so much, folks. Looking good, looking proud. Bayside High School Hellenic Society, Benjamin N. Cardozo High School Hellenic Society in Bayside. Club meets regularly to learn traditional Greek dances. Speaking of that, they participate in the school's multicultural show. There's a lot of that going on, I like that. Keep it busy.
I hope everybody had a nice Easter, right? It's your opportunity to see your family, obviously celebrate our faith, a new beginning as well. right? And put out your goals for the year, not only for yourself, but also what you can do for others in your community, in your church.
Probably one of the most popular holidays that we have. I mean, the churches are just filled to the brim. I particularly enjoy it because it's my name day, Anastasios. So it's a very special day. You know, we celebrate. Thank you. We celebrate the name day more than we do the birthday.
That's right.
That's always been a tradition in Greek culture.
Right. I know St. Nicholas, where I fall under, is December 6th.
Right.
And my godson, William, right? That would be January 1st.
Yeah, we have a lot of Williams in our family too. Vasilios,
Right.
Vasilaki.
Right.
Popular name. Alexandros is another nice name. Hey, we could go on and on. You know, we're talking about our family now, aren't we? All right. Let's see. We want to continue to mention some of the groups that are here today. Park Ridge High School Band, Park Ridge, New Jersey. And you know who was there? Actor James Gandolfini.
Oh,
yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's from Park Ridge High School. He was a terrific actor, too. The marching band performs from September to November, has periodic obligations until June.
And right now, you're looking at the Academy of Hellenic Paideia. Greek school program opened its doors last year. And the school motto is Know Thyself, an ancient Greek
Know
aphorism
thyself.
attributed to, of course, philosophy.
Yes, Socrates. Hi, how are you? They're waving their flags and having a great time today. Look at that sweet little face. Can you
And
see
right
that little...
behind them is the dance troupe, Orestiadas.
Hi, guys.
So awful. Young
Nice to
people
see
will
you
be
all.
singing and dancing. That's from the
Yeah.
northernmost city in Greece.
Hi. Philakia.
Oh, look, I love when they walk by.
Philakia.
By the way, sometimes we may seem distracted. It's because we get the energy from everybody walking by, and they're so excited to say hello. We can't deny it. We love saying hello back.
And many times they like to take pictures. So we lean over a little bit and take a picture, which is great. And
Thank you for saying hi to us. We appreciate that.
Let's also mention one of the other floats here, St. Demetrius of Jamaica. Father Constantinos, second priest, Father Mikrea of the parish council, and the teachers, and the afternoon school, the Sunday school, Philoptikos, all of you, thank you for being a part of this tradition every year. Okay, let's mention some of the other churches. that
Well,
are
right
here.
behind, coming up right now is the Baby Elias Awareness Group for Bone Marrow Drive, and that is, Elia himself was diagnosed with that rare immune disorder, and so this is one of our floats that we'll be looking at in about 10 seconds.
Okay, and we'll continue to make sure that we mention some of the other floats that are here and the people that are part of our broadcast. St. Markella of Wantagh, located in Wantagh, New York, and you know, they have Bible classes out there. A lot of the churches have these different programs, Bible classes, cooking classes, whether they're spiritual or cultural. And they do a lot every year to try and bring together families, the young people, the seniors, and create, you know, the center of the church, certainly of the people that come and participate, make their contributions in so many different ways, not just financial, but also giving their time and their energy and their expertise.
And the cooking classes are key, which I could use some, but it brings family together. I mean, that's what you're doing. You're all in the kitchen together, whether you're making tiropitas, panakopitas, flaunes, whatever you're making, tsureki for Easter time.
And a lot of men get involved in these cooking classes too.
I'm sure.
They
And
do.
they are often are running the grills too in the outside, right, with the lamb.
They do a great job there. You know, that's hard work. Father Nick Anctil is looking at me right now from Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church. Oh, I'm waving to you. Nice to see. He's waving back. Can we see him on camera? Oh, hi, Father Nick. Nice to see you.
Hi, Father Nick.
You know, so many of our priests, you know, from the different parishes are marching, you know, or they're on their float. And it's so good to see them. And it couldn't be a nicer day
I
for
saw
them.
Father John, and who used to be with the St. Nicholas Church, Father Paul Palesti, my priest at our church. Always so proud every time I go there. Great to see everybody
We're proud
there.
of the good hard work that they do. Let's also mention, while we're on the subject, the Holy Trinity Church of Waterbury, Connecticut. Father Perry is marching with them today. And this year is their 46th annual Greek festival. That happens in early May, coming up, including a raffle with prizes up to $7,500.
And the festivals are so important.
Aren't
I mean,
they?
they bring everybody in the parishes together.
Yeah.
But the truth is that those festivals bring in a lot of money for the church so
Yes,
that they
they
can
do.
continue the programs for the children, for the holidays, and restoring the churches, which often need restoration as well.
They do. St. Nicholas Educational Building, passing by of Flushing, New York. Thank you very much. Okay, and here we are. Okay, let's see. We have Mike and we have Nick together now.
Right? We call him Michali
You guys
now.
are ready for this, Michali and Nikos?
It is me, and you may not recognize Nick.
What do you think?
And I think it's amazing, Nick. I mean,
taking us to Greece right now. So.
Opa, for sure, and it's not just you, but the entire school of the whole school of Trinity School Dancers.
There's the Holy Trinity Church in New Rochelle, and this is the adult dance group that I'm the director of.
Okay, that you've been doing this for 32 years?
Yes, I've been dancing, folk dancing for about 32 years, and a long time.
Yeah, I know, because you give us a little taste every year. But there's a whole lot that goes to this, including the regions where it's from, like the costume you have here.
Well, Greece has many, many regions. This particular region is from northern Greece called Thrace or Thraki.
Okay.
And we're wearing costumes from that region, from northern Greece. And I have to thank my friend Petro Fourniatis Laskar and his Hellenic Roots Foundation for allowing us to wear these costumes.
And I got to tell you, these costumes are extremely ornate and really well done.
They're well done, and and those are all handmade, with the stitch. Detailed stitch. So.
Well, we want to see you dance here, Nick, so show us your stuff.
Let's do it. This is a dance called the Zonoradiko from northern Greece. We hold by the belt.
Che te na del fem na fendra come
Hey, look at you guys. You look great.
Wow,
Terrific.
excellent, excellent.
Fantastic. Congratulations. We're having a great time. A wonderful celebration. We're going to do it again next year, Nicole,
Cito
right?
y Alas, thank you for joining us on Fifth Avenue here today. It was a beautiful day. And
Great
the
day. We're going to
dancers
dance
and
with
the
you
people.
now. Yasas, okay? Ketokrono, and all good things to everybody. Michali, Nico, you guys look great. We're ready to go.
Bravo.
All right.
All right.
Let's do it.
Maybe we can get on
Are
the
you ready, guys?
Galavagno with them.
Okay, we're going to dance with you.
Put me in the middle.